So let us now discuss the polar coordinates. So this is another way of plotting a point on the Cartesian plane. So na-discuss na natin yung, ang alam lang natin ay yung rectangular coordinates which has the coordinate x at saka y. So in this time, ang magiging coordinates natin sa point natin ay si r at saka si theta, where r is the radius and theta is the angle form. So let us try to plot this point 3, negative 330. So since this is negative, so na-discuss ko na yan sa previous video natin na basta negative na clockwise direction. So dito yung mag-start yung ano natin, initial axis natin. So negative 330 is negative 90, negative 180, negative 270. Pagdating ko dito, 1 revolution, that is equivalent to 360 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, kukulangan ko lang ng 20 degrees. Okay? So, assuming that the angle form is negative 330 degrees clockwise direction because the given angle is negative. So, paano ko mag-plot yung 3, negative 330? Ito man yung terminal side mo, no? So, ito yung terminal side mo. From this origin, magbilang ka ng 3 units. So, for example, this is 1, 2, 3. So, nandito na yung point ko na 3, negative 330. Okay? So, 3 is the radius. Tapos, negative 330, that is the angle. Okay? So, we have another problem here. Find another pair of polar coordinates r theta that describes P such that the absolute value of theta is minimum. So, ang gagamitin natin na formula to find another pair of polar coordinates given one point. So, you have the formula theta plus 360 degrees. Okay. So, yan yung ginagamit natin na formula where k is any integer. So, ang required dito, dapat daw yung absolute value ay minimum. Ibig sabihin na yung pinakamaliit na angle na makukuha. So, let us try since ang r natin at given na yan which is 3. Tapos, ang theta ko ay negative 330. So, I can try k to be 1, diba? So, plus 360 kay integer man yan times 1. So, that will be equal to 3, negative 330 plus 360. This one, pag i-multiply ko yan, 360. So, 360 plus negative 330, that will be 30 degrees. Okay. So, ma'am, bakit hindi natin gagamitin yung negative 1? Once na ginamit mo yung negative 1, so I have negative 330 plus 360, negative 1. So, that will be negative 330 minus 360. So, that will be negative 690. Kaso, ang given niya sa problem, yung such that the absolute value of theta is minimum. Ibig sabihin na yung pinakamaliit na number. So, the only way para makuha mo yung pinaka-minimum value ay to replace k with positive 1. Okay? Okay, so find the rectangular coordinates of the point whose polar coordinates are is equal to 8 and theta is equal to 240 degrees. So, given dito ay polar coordinates. So, ibig sabihin, we can convert a given polar coordinate into rectangular coordinates. So, we have the formula x is equal to r cosine theta. And then, we also have the formula y is equal to r sin theta. So, ito yung gagamitin ko whenever the given point is in polar coordinates. Tapos, hahanapin ko yung rectangular coordinates. So, without using calculator, you can compute the cosine value of 240 at the same time ang sine value ng 240. So, pwede yung i-apply yung na-discuss natin sa previous topic natin na reference angle. So, let us try to sketch the 240 degrees. Anong quadrant ba yan? Kasi it is important to know what quadrant nakalagay yung given angle. No? So, 240, that will be 180. So, plus 60. So, that is 240. So, ibig sabihin, ang hahanapin ko ay yung reference angle. So, by definition, ang reference angle ay yung angle na na-form reference angle, which is denoted by the Greek letter phi, that is equal to 60 degrees. Okay? So, x is equal to r cosine 240. What is r? I have 8 cosine 240. So that will be 8 cosine. I can replace this 240 into 60, which is the reference angle. Okay, take note, we have to consider the sign. In this quadrant, I have negative, negative. So, ibig sabihin na kailangan na negative saya sa 1 by 8 cos. So, that is 8 negative cosine 60, that is negative 1/2. So, this is negative 4. So, that is the value of x. So, for y naman, so by substitution, ang r ko ay now 8 sin direct ko na. The reference angle here is 60. But in the third quadrant also na negative man mo si sin. So wag niyo ilagay dito yung negative. Pag dito niyo nilagay na magkaiba yung ibig sabihin doon. So I have 8 negative square root of 3 over 2. So cancel the factor 2. So I have negative 4 square root of 3. So ibig sabihin from the given polar coordinate that is equivalent to the rectangular coordinates na negative 4 and negative 4 square root of 3. Okay, so let us try to convert these rectangular coordinates negative 20, 20 into polar coordinates. So it is important to know again kung anong quadrant yan. Since your x value is negative and your y value is positive, so that will be in the second quadrant. Right? So nandito yan sa second quadrant kasi negative, positive. So how are we going to find the radius at saka yung theta? So we are going to use the formula r is equal to square root of x squared plus y squared. So by the way, this formula came from the Pythagorean theorem. Okay? So gagamitin natin yan para mahanap natin yung radius. So my x is negative 20 squared and then plus 20 squared. So I have, this is negative 20 times negative 20, that is 400 plus 400. That will be equal to square root of 800. So I can simplify that. That is equivalent to 2 times 400, right? And 400, that is a perfect square because that is equal to 2 times 20 squared. Okay, so since 800 is factored as 2 times 20 squared, and 20 squared is in the product 4, so I have to factor out, ilalabas ko yung 20, so that will be 20 square root of 2. So that is my radius. So kailangan natin yung theta. So from this formula, x is equal to r cosine theta. This is the same with the formula cosine theta is equal to x over r. So ito yung gagamitin ko whenever I need to find the angle. Pero kung kailangan ko yung variable value ng x, so ito yung first equation. So that is equal to cosine theta. Ang x natin ay negative 20. Tapos ang radius natin ay 20 square root of 2. So since ito nasa labas, so I can cancel that one, no? So that is negative 1 over square root of 2. So rationalizing this expression gives us multiply to square root of 2. Kailangan natin i-rationalize because ang denominator natin ay nakaradical. So that is negative square root of 2 over 2. So this is the value of the cosine theta. So take note, this is possible only when your angle is 45 degrees, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, hindi ang theta mo na hindi yung 45. That is only the reference angle. So, ang reference angle natin dito ay 45 degrees. So magbe-base kayo dito sa table na binigay ko na sine and cosine values of some special angles. So itingnan niyo mo doon yung square root of 2 over 2. That is only possible when the reference angle is 45 degrees. So this is just the reference angle. Hindi pa yan yung final answer. Because we have to consider the given. Since nasa second quadrant yan, ibig sabihin, nasa second quadrant din dapat yung theta natin. So ano po ba yung angle dito sa second quadrant na ang reference angle niya ay 45? So that is expected na ang angle natin dito ay 135 degrees. Okay? So 135 degrees. Ibig sabihin, ang final answer natin, ang ranges natin ay 20 square root of 2. Tapos ang theta natin ay 135. Again, bakit 135? Because 135 is in the second quadrant which satisfies the given coordinates. At the same time, si 135 na ay reference angle niya na 45 degrees which satisfies this one also. So, may technique dyan. Pag nakita nyo na parehas yung coordinates ninyo, yung x at saka y coordinates, pag parehas yan, automatic na ang reference angle mo ay 45.